Perimeter. This is a review of part 1. In today's lesson, students will review the formulas for finding the perimeter of a square and a rectangle. The perimeter of what? Very good. So let's review. What is perimeter? Perimeter is, say, perimeter, the distance around a shape. Okay, so go ahead and write the distance around a shape. And the two shapes that we're talking about in particular are squares and rectangles. Okay, these shapes have 4 sides. All right, now, how do you find perimeter? Okay, how do you find perimeter? Well, you're measuring distance. So what you have to do is you have to do what? You have to add. You have to add the measures of the sides all together. But there is a shortcut to doing this, okay? And that's where we use formulas. So let's see if we remember the formulas from yesterday. Okay, now what shape is this? This is a, what is it? Who thinks it's a square? Okay. Now it's given to you that this is 6 inches. If you measured it out, it would be 6 inches. And then there are these little marks here. What do these mean? Does it mean that all of the sides are equal? They're all equal to what? They're all, what are they? They're all 6 inches. Exactly. Okay, so all of these are 6 inches. Okay? Because in a square you have 4 congruent sides, okay? Now if I say it has 4 equal sides, listen to me. Listen to me. I said it has 4 equal sides. How many sides does it have? It has 4. It is how many? 4. So what do you think you would do here? Now I only gave you 1, okay? I gave you that the side was 6, correct? The side was 6. But there are 4 of these. Now, if you knew that 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is the same as 4 times 6, what would the formula be? What do you think it is? You have 4 sides, so you're going to put 4 times. Do you have to use all the sides or just one side? Just one side, okay? So the side here, let me just make it clear. The side is 6, right? The side is 6. So the perimeter then equals 4 times, what is the side? It's 6. What is 4 times 6, everybody? 4 times 6 is 24. And it's not just 24. Remember, when I measured it, it was in inches. So that is the perimeter, 24 inches. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, the next one. What kind of shape do you think this is? This is it's a rectangle, okay? It has 2 short sides and it has 2 long sides. Now, the opposite sides are congruent. What do I mean by that? If I say, look, this side is congruent to this side. Well, if this side, and these are opposite sides, right? Because these have parallel lines, right? What's the length of this side here? This is what? It is 9 inches. That's correct. What about this side? This is 4 inches. Okay. Now, the longer side is 9, so that's your length. Oops. The shorter side is 4 inches. Okay. So you have 2 long sides and 2 short sides, or you have 2 lengths and 2 widths. So that's why the formula for this one is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, okay? It's the same as saying if I have if I have 9 plus 9, well, 9 plus 9 is 18, right? That's the same as 9 times 2. And if I have 4 plus 4, that's the same as 2 times 4, which is 8. So this shortcut helps us. So we can say, okay, 2 times the long side, okay, is 9. 2 times 9 plus 2 times the width. The width is 4. Great. So what is the perimeter then? Move this down a little bit. The perimeter will equal, because you have to add all of these together. 2 times 9 is, we said it was 18. What's 2 times 4? 2 times 4? 8. Good. And what is 18 plus 8? Let's do it right here real quick. I'm going to erase this. Okay. 18 plus 8. Okay. 8 plus 8 is? What's 8 plus 8? 16. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you have 26 what? Inches. That is the distance around this rectangle. Go ahead and get that down. So let's do an example. This problem says find the perimeter. And remember what perimeter is. Everybody say perimeter. The distance around a shape. Okay, let's try it again. Everyone say perimeter. The distance around a shape, okay? So we want to find the distance around this shape. Let's say, for example, this is a square garden. Okay, it's a square. How do I know it's a square? How do I know it's a square? I'm going to ask you a question. Do all the sides look congruent? What does congruent mean? All the sides are what? They're equal. Okay, there's 4 sides and they're equal. Yes, all the sides are the same. So if I were to figure out how many inches of fencing do I need to put around this garden, okay, well, the sides are all equal, okay, so what would this side be right here? How many inches across, you think? It would be what? It would be 12. Very good. 12 inches, okay? And what about here? What's this one? This one is, what is it? It's 12 inches. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the perimeter, find the distance around the shape. Okay, great. So how many sides are there in a square? How many sides are there in a square? There are what? The perimeter, no, now what we're doing is we're using the formula, okay? So we're going to use the shortcut here. There are how many sides in a square again? How many? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, technically, again, they're all congruent, so I could make this little tick mark or this little dash that's saying all these sides are equal, all right? So there's 4 of the sides, okay? So the formula is 4 times the side, okay? Because this, to find the perimeter, you would say 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, okay? But that's the same as 4 times 12. Now this formula only works for squares because squares have congruent sides. All the sides are the same, okay? So this is a side, this is a side, this is a side, and this is a side. We only really need to use one of them, but then multiply it by 4, okay? So very simple. We're going to multiply. What's the side length again? It is 12. So what is 4 times 12? 4 times 12 is, let's go. What is 4 times 12? 4 times 12 is 48. But we can't just say 48 because we're measuring, right? So it's 48 inches. Make sure you have your measurement, okay, your unit of measurement. All right, go ahead and get that down. Okay, let's do one last example. So now we're going to find the perimeter of this shape. What's this shape? What is it? Is it a square? No. It is a rectangle, okay? But it's a rectangle that's standing up. So I'm going to ask you a question. How long is the rectangle? What's the longest side? The long side is what? It's 11. So remember, opposite sides are going to be equal. It has 2 long sides that are the same distance and 2 short sides that are the same distance. So what's this side then? What is this side, do you think? It's also 11 inches. Very good. Okay. And what about the width? Okay, now we just found the length. I'm going to put a little L there for you. We just found the length. What about the width? How wide is it? It's 3. So we're going to say 3 inches. All right, great. Now, the way that we were learning how to do this is we just added up all the sides, right? We said, okay, we're going to add up the lengths, which is 11 plus 11, and then we're going to add up the widths, 11 plus 11 and 3 plus 3. Let's just go ahead and find it real quick. 11 plus 11 is what? 11 plus 11 is 22. Okay. Plus, then you have to do 3 plus 3 because you can only add 2 numbers at a time. 3 plus 3 is 6. Exactly. Okay. So 22 plus 6. Anybody know 22 plus 6? 22 plus 6 is? It is 28. That is right. And this would be 28 inches. Okay. Now there's a shorter way to do this, and that is by using the formula. Okay. So the formula means if there's 2 of the lengths, okay. Now this is the length. Now what's this one called again? It's called the width. Okay. There's 2 of the lengths and there's 2 of the widths. So we could say, all right, we could take 2 times the length plus, move this over. All right. 2 times the width. Okay, great. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. All right. So what's the length again? The length is 11. So we could say 2 times, substitute 11 in the place of L. So 2 times 11 plus 2 times what? What's the width? 3. Okay, so basically you're doubling the length and you're doubling the width and you're adding them together. So first you have to multiply before you add, order of operations. What's 2 times 11? 2 times 11 is 22, isn't it? 11 plus 11 is 22. Okay, just making sure. What's 2 times 3? It is 6. Remember, 22 plus 6 is 28. But don't forget your measurement. Don't forget, what are you measuring? You're measuring in inches. Great. Okay, go ahead and get that down.